Update continues here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Environmental Management Bureau under the DENR says that air pollution caused the haze that has been observed over parts of Metro Manila in the last few days. Shyla Francisco joins us live from Mandaluyong City for more details. Shyla, what is exactly has caused this smog or this fog or this haze?
Sean, contrary to the FIVO statement, the Environmental Management Bureau said that the amount of sulfur dioxide from Taal volcano as well as the wind direction may have contributed to the haze that was observed in parts of NCR. Haze enveloped Metro Manila yesterday afternoon just as FIVOX issued a warning against volcanic smog from Taal. In its bulletin, FIVOX noted that sulfur dioxide emission from Taal averaged 14,326 tons. Engineer Jundi Del Socorro of the EMB noted that the emission may have reached Metro Manila because of the northeastern direction of the wind. FIVOX Renato Solidum had earlier insisted that the haze was possibly brought by industrial and vehicle emissions in the metro and not the volcanic smog. The EMB insisted, however, that it may be a mix of those. According to the Bureau, air pollution has worsened since the reinstatement of the general community quarantine status across the NCR Plus region. But it was only yesterday that it reached unusual levels. North Caloocan, Mandaluyong, San Juan, and Marikina all registered air qualities classified as unhealthy for sensitive groups. Let's listen to what the engineer Del Socorro had to say.
Mix siya ng roadside activities, highly urbanized centers na activities. At the same time, yung pagbuga ng Taal Volcano. Sa aming observation, kahapon medyo unusual siya talaga dahil medyo nag-unhealthy, nag-orange po siya.
Sean, based on today's air quality monitoring, air quality in the affected areas are now classified as fair or good. Still, the EMB advises the public, especially those with respiratory diseases, to stay at home should the incident occur again. Sean?
Right, thank you so much for that update. That was Shyla Francisco joining us live from Mandaluyong City. And the Health Department has reported nearly 4,500 fresh COVID-19 infections. The total caseload is now at above 1.4 million, with some 50,000 active cases. At least 101 additional deaths were confirmed overnight, while over 6,400 more people recovered from COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. The Health Department also confirmed that the country's COVID-19 reproduction rate is now below the threshold of 1. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeire said the figure currently stands at 0.92, as previously reported by the Octa Research Group. The rate, or reproduction rate, which is ideally less than 1 or 1 maximum, the rate, which is ideally at 1 or less, represents the number of people who may be infected by a confirmed COVID-19 case. Despite the downtrend, Vergeire warns against complacency, noting that we are still far from the pre-surge numbers.
Tulad ng sabi po, fragile pa ho tayo, no? So, hindi pa ho tayo pwede maging complacent. We still should be on guard. Dahil alam po natin, anytime pwede na namang tumaas sa mga kasos.
We're going to pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. One News Now, I'm Sean Yao. The Health Department is urging local government units to strictly follow a rotation scheme to ensure that COVID-19 vaccinators are able to administer jabs properly. JC Cosico has the story.
51-year-old Susan Tandog serves as a COVID-19 vaccinator at the PhilOil Flying V Center in San Juan, the city's main inoculation site. Sometimes, their duty gets stretched into more than 10 hours, depending on the number of people lining up for the jabs. Susan says each vaccinator in this site gets to inoculate around 200 people per day.
So medyo yun ang challenge kung paano mo medyo mabigat, masakit lang sa likod. Pero
Masakit sa likod mo?
kasi nakatayo, hindi ka tapos nayuyuko ka ng konti, ganun, pag nag-inject. Mahirap. Kaya lang syempre, yun ang namin yun yung sinumpaan namin trabaho. So kailangan namin gawin.
This is the same case for 61-year-old Nelly de la Cruz, who has a condition in the spine called spondylosis.
Mangalay din, mahirap din, pero okay lang. As long as nakikita mo yung natuwa yung mga tao, masaya, ganun. At saka nakakataba ng puso pag ina-appreciate nila yung minsan meron, salamat sa inyo.
The city of San Juan only has around 30 to 40 vaccinators for its 120,000 residents.
Nakaka-progress naman sila, pero we have to understand talagang kapag nandiyan yung mga vaccinees, nasa harap mo na napakadami, hindi nila maatimba mag-rest knowing na yung mga kasama nila nandoon nagva-vaccinate din. So talagang nakakapagod on the side ng mga health workers talaga. Hindi ganun kadali.
For its part, the Health Department has advised the vaccinators to be cautious in administering COVID-19 jabs following the failed inoculation in Makati City that went viral earlier this week.
Kailangan lagi tayong aware, kailangan lagi tayong cautious, kailangan diligent tayo sa pagsunod dun sa ating mga protocols. Dapat aware din kayo sa estado ng inyong katawan. Kung pagod na, lagi lang isa sa isip, no, na meron tayong 3 bagay na kailangan na iniisip at lagi maaalala kapag tayo ay nagbabakuna. Unang-una, kailangan alam po natin kung ano yung bakunang ibinigay dun sa kanyang individual. Pangalawa, makita po natin na lahat ng prosesong kailangan gawin ay nagawa. Pangatlo, i-check natin yung hiringgilya pagkatapos.
To avoid similar incidents in the future, the DOH says LGU should strictly follow a rotation scheme where vaccinators are teamed up by 6 members. Each team should target to vaccinate at least 100 individuals per day.
Pwede naman pong internal rotation yan Yung 6 kasi nakasama po dun sa pagbabakuna, may nagsiscreen, meron nagka-counsel, meron pong nagmo-monitor or nag-observe after. Kung mga nurses and doctors din naman po ang comprised ng team na yon, maaari naman pong umiikot ang bakunador sa counseling, sa post-monitoring. Para lang po nagkakaroon ng mga break ang ating nagbabakuna at naiiwasan po ang mga human error.
Vergere has also asked LGUs to limit the duty of each vaccinator to 8 hours to ensure that they will perform in best shape. For News 5, JC Cosico, we are One News.
Here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III and members of the IATF met with Cebu Governor Gwen Garcia to discuss the protocols for inbound passengers in Cebu. Aside from retaining the swab upon arrival policy, Cebu is now pushing to shorten the quarantine period to 3 days from the mandatory 10 days. The PNP Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, or CIDG, has been ordered to look into allegations of vaccine schedule fixers in some local governments. This comes after Pasig City Mayor Vico Soto disclosed that 2 fixers were caught asking for fees in exchange for earlier vaccine slots. PNP Chief Guillermo Eleazar has vowed to coordinate with LGUs to prevent the proliferation of the scheme. Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara has expressed reservations on the proposal of President Duterte to arm anti-crime volunteers. Secretary Guevara said that while authorized civilians are allowed to carry firearms, allowing them to act like a vigilante group is totally different matter. The DOJ official said that the police force is strong enough to perform this duty. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.